Hey everybody, this is Juan, editor at kicksonfire.com, coming to you live from my backyard again. I'm on a cool and windy day here in Southern California. Today we're going to be taking a look at a kind of blue mailbox video, courtesy of Jordan Brand, Finish Line, and my own money. So today we're going to be taking a look at, first off, the Air Jordan 10 dark powder blue colorway. This came in courtesy of Jordan Brand, so thanks for that. This is basically the unofficial member of the Air Jordan 10 City Series, which is basically a collection of colorways of the Air Jordan 10 meant to like represent different teams who had players that were wearing the Air Jordan 10, the New York Knicks had Hubert Davis, Seattle Supersonics had Kendall Gill. And then for this one, this is like the Charlotte colorway. Although there was no one player on the Charlotte Hornets was actually wearing this. It's actually more like a Carolina-centric colorway, and we actually saw players like Jerry Stackhouse for the North Carolina Tar Heels at the time actually wearing this particular shoe. So it's Charlotte, Carolina, I guess you could call it that. So but nowadays they call it dark powder blue. So it's not totally North Carolina-ish, which is more like a light powder blue. So okay. So again, this is the Air Jordan 10 Retro, as you can see right here. A little more close look at the shoe. Okay, and then next up we have another dark powder blue, courtesy of Jordan Brand, which they sent over. This is the Air Jordan 3 dark powder blue colorway. So opening it up. All right, so. When this came out a couple weeks ago, it was very highly divisive among the sneaker community. From the materials to the overall look of the shoe, the color that was chosen for powder blue. I think when people expect when they hear the word powder blue, they expect North Carolina, that kind of light kind of blue. So when this came out, it looked a little bit more almost like New York-ish, like the blue on the New York Knicks jerseys. Like you would expect actually Melo, if he was wearing retros, to actually wear this on the court. And we've actually seen the Jordan M10 Melo come out with the dark powder blue colorway, which is actually similar to the look on the color over here. So again, this is the Air Jordan 3 Retro dark powder blue. So again, it's very much like a love it or hate it colorway among Jordan fans. So you've got your guys who are really supportive of it, and those who really just don't want it. So it's really up to you. And for me, it's a nice look. It's an interesting, I would say more interesting more than anything else. Look at the Air Jordan 3 is definitely different. So love it or hate it, it's out there. So depending on your style, your preferences, that kind of thing is definitely up to you, really, more than anything else. So I haven't had a chance to try it on, but being a fan of the Air Jordan 3, I know I would never play in them. At this point, it's definitely more for style more than anything else. So okay, again, thanks to Jordan Brand for that, the Air Jordan 3 Retro dark powder blue. And then finally, this came in today. This is courtesy of me picking it up at Finish Line. So I would call actually this the main event for me, because it's actually the most nostalgic out of all of them. So it's also a retro, but it is not your typical Air Jordan Retro. This is more like a Team Jordan Retro. I know Team Jordan's right, not your thing, but this is the original Team Jordan. So this is the Jordan Jumpman Team 1 in the UNC colorway. Alright, so and look at the shoe here. So these actually came out when Jordan Brand was first starting to actually become Jordan Brand, when they were branching out, signing players like Eddie Jones and Vin Baker and the like. And one of the first shoes that they wore were these, the Jordan Team 1. They didn't wear this specific colorway. They were actually wearing the black and white colorway, which was basically a predominantly black upper, and then over here is a white on this panel. So it kind of reminds you of the Air Jordan 12, so you can kind of tell what kind of era that was. So This is more for like the schools that were actually like signed to Jordan Brand at the time, like around 97, 98. Schools like Cincinnati, North Carolina, A&T, not University of North Carolina A&T. I don't even know if that school's still around anymore, but this is, you know, a UNC tribute colorway. So, you know, guys on North Carolina weren't actually wearing these till later on. So, alright. So for me, this is actually very nostalgic because I didn't actually own a pair of these, but my brother did, and I really hated him for a really long time for owning a pair, because back then, you know, I was still like, you know, transitioning from like middle school to high school, and I was still like, you know, not, you know, making my own money, so I was stuck in that like, you know, one pair a year type of deal. So I think at that time I got the Nike Air Max Uptempo 3, which was like a pair that Tim Duncan wore instead of these. Not that I regret those, but you know, would have been awesome to have had these at the time. And then like the following year, I think I bought the well, my parents bought me the Nike Air Penny 4. So never had a chance to own these before, so but now I finally do get a chance to own them. So this is definitely like a very awesome nostalgic trip for me, and I can finally, you know, get over that hump on my brother, who has like, you know, he still has his original pair, which is probably like beat up to death at this point. So but yeah, no, this is definitely a great day. This is a very happy day for me. So in terms of like the quality and everything, you know, it's really up to you. You know, I can kind of remember how the quality of the original you know, Jordan Team ones were, and like, you know, this doesn't necessarily live up to that, let's be honest. I mean, you know, obviously like there's been a decline in the quality of some Air Jordan retros, and you know, this might be like one of those that are a victim of that. But you know, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna be playing basketball in these. Like, you know, for retros, I've always been like the type to like, you know, just wear them out, you know. And you know, if I'm gonna play, you know, I'm gonna play basketball and play like, you know, the latest performance stuff like the Air Jordan 28 or the Jordan CP3 7 or something like that. So for me, this is definitely just gonna be something I'm gonna wear out, you know, especially with like the summertime coming. You know, this is definitely like a nice shoe to wear out as well. So, and it does have this really neat touch too. And then I remember this. It's got the patch. It says Jordan Performance Brand of Excellence. You saw that on actually like a lot of the gear at the time. Like you did a lot of the Jordan Brand gear at the time. You saw this particular patch on like their jackets, their t-shirts, their shorts, that kind of stuff. So it's one of those like really neat touches that, you know, I really love. And it definitely still has this, the Jordan basketball team. It's definitely like a trip for me, nostalgia wise and everything. So yeah, again, you know, thanks to Jordan Brand, thanks to Finish Line, thanks to, well, me for paying for some of these. So yeah, again, this is Juan, editor at kicksonfire.com, and I hope you enjoyed like this trip down nostalgia lane. All right, thanks for watching.